Alright.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Yeah, Cosmo, you may introduce yourself first and then count down by yourself. I'm closing my mic and the audio. Yes.
Okay. Well, hi everyone. Cosmoing here. I'm the dude that's been doing the Fangame Marathon restream. It's me. Just this guy. There's no more introduction. Let's just get into it, and I'll explain as we go on. Hopefully. A bit tired. Okay. So counting down now. We start in 3, 2, 1, go. So. Just This Guy is a pretty unusual Fangame, if you're used to regular physics and all that. This has none of that good stuff. Instead, we got a whole lot of weapons, a whole lot of enemies, and a whole lot of movement as well. So I'm going to be dashing all over the place. Here's my machine gun. The first of many weapons you'll see. Here's a rocket launcher. And here's some bosses. Well, enemies. They're not really bosses. But we have to defeat them before we can go anywhere. These are jump refreshers. The machine gun is great at just clearing out enemies, so we're using that a lot of the time. The shotgun is amazing damage and just like tears through things. And the rocket launcher has like infinite range and also just does not care about armor or anything, so we get to go through that a lot. When you beat a level, actually I'm going to do that next level. So this game is split up into pretty short levels, as you can see. There's 6 regular worlds with 3 platforming levels, and then there's a boss, and then there's a final boss The bonfires are save points, obviously. It's hard to commentate. I forgot how hard commentary was for this game. Okay, so yeah, at the end of the level, you're greeted with a score, which, you know, most fan games don't do that either. You get graded on time def, you get an S rank, and you can just keep track of your best times that way. It's pretty awesome. Hopefully we get an S rank on every single level. And here's our first level with like a real randomness, I'd say. With the choppers. And that was awesome. So they can move anywhere. And that was cool. Alright. This one is a bit hard to start properly. Alright, there we go. Got the setup. That boss fight has a nice setup to make it a bit faster. I'll take the up half. There's like these mines you can see on the ground sometimes. I just clear out all of them. With shotguns, usually. Shotgun's nice because it can hit on my feet. Machine gun will not hit those mines for me. So we're already at the first boss. Yeah, platforming goes by like a blaze. Everything goes by insanely fast in this game. Here's the first boss, massive tank. We're going to be trying to shotgun it as much as possible. Sometimes that's not possible, then we switch to machine gun. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Try to push for damage as much as possible. And did we get it? Nope. I was too busy looking at the health bar. Yeah, so when the health reaches 375, then the boss enters its last phase. So we want to try to reach that. Yeah, this attack we have to stand back a bit. Missile's coming from the left. Oh, stop doing this. This is the worst attack to get, I think. Okay, so now we're at 375, as you can see. It's going to start the final bit. Now the claw comes down, keeps doing this until the boss is dead. And the boss is dead. Alright. So that was World 1. I probably introduced that very poorly, but basically you slide a lot, you shoot a lot, and it's just, rather than being a platforming game, it's really an action game. And you want to shoot stuff. Entering World 2, this is where the game really gets difficult. A lot of randomness coming in, especially in this level. So I'm going to reset here to replace these soldiers back in their positions. I'm going to shoot a rocket and hit that before it activates. I'm going to take this safety save. Usually I don't, but there's this really hard jump right at the top here. And I got it. Save, and I rocket this. Jump really high here. Yeah, I got spotted. Jump really high, okay. And there we go, reach the end. As long as we touch the wall, then we're fine. Yeah, so we don't want to spend time killing enemies, right? Because our main goal is to go fast. So if there's a bunch of enemies, even though we'll be shooting a lot, usually we just want to sneak past everything. And by sneak, I mean just, walk by everything. I messed up my movement there. What's the lore in this game? Hard to say. It's all in Korean and I never translated it. So I don't know the story. But it does have a story. Presumably you're off on a journey to defeat the evils, Here's a scripted, we have to stay here for a certain amount of time. Also, it doesn't matter how fast you kill these things. This route will only unlock after a certain time. Helicopter, crab. Time, jump, jump, jump. Whole bunch of enemies, we don't care. One of the easier levels in the game that I'm interested in. The crab level. Alright, moving on to 2-3, which I would consider to be the first hard level. This has a lot of stuff that can go wrong. I'm going to start with a quadrillion enemies. I'm going to shoot this one. I'm going to shotgun these guys as much as possible. That one did not die, so I'm going to shoot it. There we go, pass the first save. The rocket is great for a lot of these tower things, I would call them. Because rocket often kills small enemies in one hit. It's just that strong. Just ignore everything, jump past that. Reset here. I think there's a hold right here. I don't know why, but holding right makes everything super nice. Jump, 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 jump. And ignore everything. Ignoring everything is often just the best way to do things. If you stop and engage in combat, you put yourself at way more risk than just running. And now we're on to boss 2, which I consider to be the easiest boss in the game, and I've died to it too many times, so I'm not gonna be happy if I die here. So our goal is to just stand right about here, shotgun upwards. Okay, we got this attack, that's good. It can do 2 attacks here. The one it just did was the good one. Okay, it did it twice, so this is the best RNG we can get, I believe. Now it's going to do its intermission attack. It's just going to go over here. Good damage. Now it's going to do a little pattern thing. No problem, just jump up. Right, now it's going to do this attack, which kind of a bit of pattern and it aims at us at the same time. And now it does the final attack, which is this until it dies. Thankfully, because we got good RNG, it's going to die pretty soon. Yep, there we go. That was great. So you want to spend the least amount of time possible in that last attack, because it has, more and more armor, I think. The best way to say that. Usually near the end of their health bars, bosses will gain armor, and we have to switch to rocket launcher usually, or just spend more time. There's a really cool skip right here. I'm gonna try to get it. If I don't get it, then that's how it is. Yeah, I didn't get it. I'm gonna try one more time, and if not, I'll just do my usual route. Okay, I got it, but I messed up the movement afterwards. Shame. We'll just do the normal route. If I don't mess up my normal route either. Yeah. Ah, come on. There we go. Now we can do the save normally. Assuming I don't mess up. Don't want to dip too far down there. Alright, and then this is the classic whole bunch of enemies at the end. We can't actually ignore these ones as much as I would like to. Ah, no, I didn't see that last bullet. We wanted the least amount of enemies to spot us as possible, because that means less things that shoot at us. There we go. Yeah, those flower things are a pain. You can't really run past them easily. Okay, that was 3-1. That was a pretty bad 3-1. It's probably one of the hardest levels in the game to do for platforming because it has some really insane skips. But here's this another really insane RNG level right here. 3-2 has a lot of enemies that you cannot control, so hopefully things go well. Okay. Alright, you need to die. There we go under this one. Okay. That was a bit weird, but we didn't die, so crocodile. And that soldier did not care about us. Crocodile. Hey, we need some good RNG right here so we can jump up, ignore the flower. A bit of a stutter there so we can slide under everything. And now we're in the ocean. A pretty good 3-2, I'd say. Pretty good 3-2. Is there something I didn't explain about the game? Well, this has the same physics as Time Machine 2 if you've played that, plus the slide. Now we're underwater. Obviously sliding is still the best way to go here, but we have infinite jump. Defeat that lobster, not required, but it can be a bit annoying. I knew there was a jellyfish hiding up there. Really? Wow, I underestimated my jump pretty heavily. There we go. We're gonna skip that save because it's pretty useless. This save is super easy. There we go. Bunch of jellyfish, we don't care. The gimmick here is ink blot. You can't see except that you can really see anyways. Defeat the octopus. Whole bunch of jellyfish. We kind of have to take care of these ones though. And we're out. Nice, so we're nearly halfway through the game already. That's not bad. Coming up is the boss of World 3. Whoops, get my words together. It's Balanium. This is probably like the first like semi-hard boss, I'd say. You can waste a lot of time here if you get some bad attacks. Because it'll go into its second phase at like 2/3 of its health, I think. My goal is just to stay on the right side. So if it starts an attack, like a pretty long attack, as it hits 800 HP, then it's really bad. Yeah, we're gonna... Like, it's already... Like, I can't hit it anymore. I was gonna go into phase 2 after this attack, but, like, right now I'm just kind of sitting here waiting. Alright, so now phase 2 begins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to be counting a lot here to remember how many shots I can do. Ah, that was bad luck. Having it go up that high and then doing that laser is really bad RNG. Nothing you can really do about that. You just get cornered. Yeah, so that is the problem with Balanium. You know, if Balanium decides you want to lose time, then you lose time. Hey, speaking of losing time, this attack is long, and I don't want to see it. Alright, now moving on. Second phase again. Hopefully this goes better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a special one. 1, 2, death. Awesome. Whew. Alright, well that was one pretty bad death, but we are now halfway through the game. Moving on to World 4, and this is where the game gets hard. So this is like a stealth stage you can use on like the Metal Gear Solid box, I think. I've never used it though, it's slow, so why would you ever use it? So we're just gonna not... Okay, well, instead we're just gonna sneak on by everything. And by sneak on by I mean just, you know, destroy everything. Doom, doom. And there we go. These are the shortest levels in the game, I think. In terms of saves, anyways. There's really not a lot going on here. It's usually just like hold forward, do some small movement. This level's really funny. So there's a whole bunch of enemies at the start, and we just run past everything. Then the corridor. There's 2 snipers at the end here. This is why I'm using 2 rocket launcher shots. And then you just like, you know, corridor. There we go. And here we want to stay low, because at the top those are rocket launchers, and if they spot me while I'm dead, we'll just shoot up that one, and there we go, we're done. Very easy level. That is by far the easiest level in the game. Now 4-3 is a bit more challenging though, only because of one jump. So here, go up at the start. That green water will kill us if we touch it, so we need to be a bit careful. Go by when it's down. Sneak on by, shoot that one. There we go. Here's a scripted sequence. There's a whole bunch of enemies down there, but we're up here, so we don't need to care about any of them. We're just going to hold right. And there we go. So here we're going to try to sneak on by this. Ah, jumped too late. This is the hard jump. There we go. Now we can just dash to the end. Boom. And now it's time for the fun part. So welcome to the world of the I keep saying the world first, the boss of World 4. X1 and X2 is probably one of the most famous bosses from this game, because it is pure chaos. Everything that they do is like very random. They can appear in like any of the spots. So we have to react very quickly to all the randomness, plus there's like a whole bunch of enemies. It's a very random fight. Then there's a sniper that comes in near the end. And we're done. Thankfully, when you actually use the shotgun and you can do damage very well, then things go well. That was a good fight. Cannot be upset at what happened there. So World 5 is pretty interesting because it's actually like pretty serious in terms of platforming. You get these like dash things here. Oops. Yeah, so the platforming actually gets pretty serious here. Defeat the tanks on our way here. That jump's a bit difficult, but we got it. We also got these like warping crystals now. So there's a whole lot more platforming in this stage than any other stage. Also the eagles are here. So you have to rocket launcher them. I thought that wasn't going to make it. I messed up that jump a bit. Got scared.
须用火热发射器，然后才能打。他以为不会成功。
5-2 is probably one of the. I think it's the most fun platforming level. Unfortunately, it does start with like a small boss fight. I'll wait for the cooldown here.
刚刚那一关是最具有平台性的一关。
I'm gonna do this, kind of bait them into the ground, and just pass on over. This save uses all weapons, which I think is really cool. That's not true, actually. Does it? I think it kind of does. You know, slide on over, defeat these guys. Get a rocket. Whoa! I wasn't expecting to see that curve around. Whoopsie. Let's try that again. Slide, shoot. There we go. And here we're just gonna spam the machine gun. Ignore all the eagles. And we're on our way out.
What?
Beautiful. Well, except that one death, but that was beautiful. 5-3, I think, is the most luck-dependent level in the game coming up. But this first save is super awesome, so let's check it out. Shoot. Dash through everything. Jump there. Hide down here. Okay, there we go. And now this save has a whole lot of luck. So we have to defeat the tank, and here's the big slug. This is the one time in the game you'll see the big slug. It has a lot of health. That was the big slug. It is, you know, it's there. And now this ending, you'll have to like go under these crystals, but it like is just luck dependent, like where they spawn. Shoot that tank. Then we have to wait here for that crystal to go up again. Now we can actually go. Yeah, so that's just like complete luck whether or not you get to save time here or not. But we didn't die, that's good. So coming up is the second Clown Fiesta boss, as I like to call it, the Witch. The Witch is pretty weird because you basically fight two bosses at once. And they are both ruthless, and if they want you to die, you're dead. Okay, the fish ain't great. Stop giving me the fish. So our goal is to defeat the Witch 3 times. The Witch is that second health bar you see. And do a bit of damage to the tree as well. And that should defeat it. Of course, the Witch moves around wherever she pleases. We're not going to do that final shot, otherwise I'm going to die. I can't do it again. Also, there's a slug coming now. So here's the slug. Once again, the slugs just have a lot of health, so it's here to waste time. I might be dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, when the boss wants you to die, you die. A very unfortunate combo that was given to me there. Try to get some damage to the boss. Okay, well I got a bit greedy there. I will admit that was a bit greedy for me. The slug is the worst thing that can happen. The moment you see the slug, then you know you're losing time. Okay. Oops. Okay, so now we don't need to hit the tree anymore. I thought that was a bad idea, but I lived. Okay, so this is the hard part. Hopefully this goes pretty well. Nice. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Only a couple deaths, can't complain. Yeah, under 2 minutes, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, if this boss wants you to die, and if sometimes it wants you to die very much, then you are just going to die over and over again. So here's the final platforming stages of the game. We're at 6. Kind of has a little bit of everything. Including jump refreshers, which I am really bad at. Once again, we're just going to slide past everything. I think it has like the most enemies out of any stage in the game. Helicopter. This save right here is really cool. Assuming I do it well. There we go. That's my favorite movement in the game, I think. You have some bad memories of the helicopter, Wolfie. We'll do some shotguns to defeat both of those at once. Slide check. There we go. So that's 6-1 right there. Not too bad. Coming up is probably the most RNG platform. Well, not the second most RNG platforming level, because it has one really lucky section that hopefully I can get lucky on. Faint memories of getting owned. That is truly unfortunate. Shoot a rocket there to defeat that thing before it spawns. Whoops. Some bad movement there. Okay, so here's the helicopters returning. So we have to shoot them with missiles now because they have a ton of armor, and they're also super high up. But they also move around even more than before. Okay, so that was pretty good, honestly. Just slide by everything, no problem. When you're in the elevator, you're completely immune. Here's a good save, you just jump over and over. And just slide, shoot, slide, and we're done. So that's the final platforming level coming right up. Who knew? I don't know, what time are we at? We got a whole 20 minutes left. I wonder what's after the final platforming level. That could take up that much time. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Go. Let me take this save so we can reset. I'm gonna try to ignore everything here. Actually, no, I think we shoot these, yeah. There we go. Just get those out of the way, and we're going for a car ride. So there's a bunch of enemies here. You don't have to do anything to any of them. You can just stand on the back. And then here is the chopper. Takes 5 rockets to kill, however, we can only shoot it on What happened there? I'm actually not sure. I think I missed a jump, probably. Oh, that was weird. Anyway, that plane takes 5 rockets to kill. But it's completely random whether or not you get to shoot it. Nope. Not that one. Not that one. There we go. Oops. Try to hide down here so that we don't get shamboozled, as we would say. And we're done. So now it's time for the bosses. Coming right up, we have the boss of World 6, which is not too big of a problem, but it can, he can own us sometimes. And then after that, we have the final boss, and then the final boss again. So let's see how bad it can go. Here's Gottfried. Okay, well, that is the worst thing it can give me. That attack is the one attack I don't want to see. What did I just say? There we go. There's something better. So we want to stay like right within its range and shotgun it so we don't get completely bamboozled by everything. This is the best attack. This is what we want to see. Oop. Mashies. I can just teleport around and do that. Obviously now we can't see each other anymore. That is sort of the gimmick here. Okay, now it should be going into its final phase. Yeah, so now I'm going to run against the wall. Now he has like a billion armor on, so the only way to do anything about it is to use rocket launchers. And there we go. Okay, so that went pretty well. I can't be upset at that. Now the next bosses, I'll say. The Deus Inland, a very infamous boss, is usually people get here within like, 3 hours of their playtime, maybe 4 or 5 hours. Then they spend like 20 hours on the final boss. So let's see if I can do better. I want to start with Deus. There we go. So Deus is very much a reaction time test. We have some strats to make our life a bit easier, but it is really all about reaction time. Gonna clear out some of these spears a bit. Okay. This is the hard part. I'm gonna focus up for this. Reaction time was a bit too slow. Yeah, you gotta read all of those and jump or not jump accordingly. Oops. Yeah, the knives are a bit weird. Yeah, honestly, this first part, I think I would consider to be harder than the second part, once you've actually played it a lot. Just because Deus has that attack. Clear out some of the spears. Okay, now it'll go into its hard attack. Yeah, I got tricked. Oops. That's why you want to start with Deus, because Deus is the harder of the two. That's why the estimate is so high, because this boss is very, very hard. This has killed many runs. Okay, I am losing a lot of focus here. I need to focus up. There we go. Yeah, it's random which boss you start with. Stop that. Wow. My reaction time is slowing down. Can't do that. Alright, let's focus up. Let's get past this. If we don't get past this, then we'll see the rest of the marathon. Oh, that was the end.
Oh no.
I was getting into it there. I'm getting into it. Alright, come on. I can feel it. This is the one. Oops. There we go. Well, let's not mess up the rest of the boss fight now. I'm surprised that didn't hit me. I messed up a bit there. Okay, now for Lena. Lena is usually all about position rather than reaction. So you need to control your position very well. If you're too far away from her, then you might die. If you're too close, you might die. Well, she has not had armor on yet. Surprising. Okay, now you have to switch to rockets, because the final bit of Lena, she has a ton of armor on right now, so we have to use rockets. Surprise! Just typing on the keyboard for a bit. No more surprises now. There we go. Okay, so now it's final boss phase 2. Because one phase wasn't enough, but at least you get a checkpoint now. This is a bit easier, but there's a lot more to remember. And 3 of the attacks are harder, so what we're going to do is do a lot of damage to Deus. Because we want to get the Deus super attacks. So we are going to focus a lot of our damage on Deus. Also, yeah, the cat jam. So here's the first intermission. So this boss has 18 possible intermissions. You kind of have to learn all of them to even defeat the boss. That was pretty bad for me. Yeah, and during the fight, you'll have to do 3 intermissions. One at 2,000 HP. Okay, I don't think we'd be here already. So this is the final super attack from Deus. This is why we want to focus all of our damage on him. So he'll do this attack. As you can see, you can very easily dodge this attack now. Because you can always double jump. And doing this much damage on Lena is good because we get to skip one of her long attacks. We're going to jump up, dash over here, we're going to dash back, and dash, dash. Boom. So that's the first intermission. We're going to have 2 more coming up real soon. We're going to try to do damage on Lena a bit more because she still has no armor. Don't jump scare me like that. Here's Lena's final attack. This is all patterned, thankfully. Now we're going to go to the second intermission. I always get confused. That's the most confusing one because there's 2 crab mechas. That was basically a clear. Fortunate. Stay away, Elena. Don't want to deal with you. So I have to remember which crab mecha I'm fighting in, like, the right time. Okay, first intermission. This is Perfect Man. These guys all have names, I think. They're from Time Machine 2 and Best Guy 4. They're bosses from previous Influka and Gustav games. They made this game. So they reused some of their bosses for this. Okay, when they're stacked together here, that's the best. Because now we get to shotgun both of them at once. So we'll probably be able to take them all the way down to 500 here. Yeah. So now we can't do any more damage. We have to wait for Lena to do her attack. This is a pretty easy one, I think. go across. I want to go over here. We have infinite jump now. I'm just going to switch direction like right about here. That's going to stop. Another intermission right here. Okay, we died to this one earlier. Let's not do it again. Yeah, much better. I just gotta dodge some falling rocks. Alright, now Lena is going to do her attack right here. Again, the pattern attack you saw last time. Just try it in the middle. Yeah, show over here. Back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. Dash twice for the ending. Jump over. And now this is the final attack. We can finally do damage again. There's a lot going on here. It's all kind of targeted at you. So you just want to like be doing back and forths around here. So we can shotgun this guy. And we're done. Time's coming up when the credits start. I'll say time again. But we have beaten just this guy. That's it. Deus and Lena are vanquished. There's some story going on. I don't really know. 10 deaths. Ooh. I mean, that was a lot of Deus deaths. Yeah, that was a pretty bad final boss. 40. Yeah, over 40 minutes. That's my worst run in a very long time, I think. And time. Yeah, 41. Like what? 41:15. Yeah, that's very bad. Easily my worst run in a long time. Well, that's what happens, you know. Can't win it all. 100% next fast. I don't know. I haven't the boss rush because this is the first third of the game, right? This game is a lot bigger than this. After this, you can go back and get secrets in every stage. Then you can fight 18 bosses, and then there's another boss after that. Then you unlock Exceed mode, and you get to do all of the bosses again, but on harder difficulty. And I don't like the boss rush, the 18 bosses, so I don't really care much for 100%. But maybe, who knows? So yeah, there's a lot more to this game if you want to play it. It's really fun if you ask me. But I think that's it. Wolska's gonna come over and steal my spot now. Is Wolsk even awake? I think he's awake. And I get to go eat lunch because I haven't done that. In theory, I should be working right now, actually. I took some time off to do this. Thank you for playing. Debatably awake, but not ready yet. Well, you got like 10 minutes or something, so, you know. So yeah, that is the main game of Just This Guy. So yeah, again, after this, like, every single platforming stage, all these blue ones, they all have a secret in them now. You can go back. And then that unlocks 18 bosses. You can see, like, these 18 kind of, like, spots in the bottom left. That unlocks a boss. Every single secret here unlocks a boss. Exceed Lena? Oh, no. Ew. And then you get to play all the bosses for each secret, and then you can go, this person is like this boss of the second part of the game. And then after that, you unlock... well, I guess I can show that off real quick, actually. So if I go over here, yeah, you can see. So this is the Exceed difficulty. You just have the bosses on Exceed. You go through all the bosses again, but on harder difficulty, and you have more HP. Well, Ghost hasn't come in to kick me off yet, so I guess I'll just play this real quick. This is the hard version of X1, X2. It's even more chaotic than before. But again, with Exceed you have 5 HP, so it's a bit more bearable. You can't use the shotgun anymore, there's too many enemies. I need to not reset. I mean, if you take damage that early, you're probably gonna die anyways. I'll just do this until Ghost kicks me off. Yeah. So there's so many enemies in this boss fight, I can't use the shotgun anymore, and it's also a lot faster as well. This fight is no longer about damaging the boss, it's about staying alive. Yeah, now there's 2 snipers as well. I'm really done, but the bosses aren't coming down. There we go.
Okay.
Boom. But if I'm not wrong, and I don't think I'm wrong. Let me just confirm this. I might be wrong. I was wrong. Okay, there was someone else who submitted to do Exceed Showcase. So I was gonna say you can watch that. Distinct lack of tanks in the second half. That's a good thing. I would have died. If a tank came in, I was dead. So it's a good thing that tanks did not come in. There's also, I guess, this one I can show off a bit. So you can't damage the witch anymore here, you have to shoot the tree. All the attacks are different. So the screen tilt now as well. Yeah, really? There were some more attacks too. When I did not know if I was standing in the right spot or not. How do I do this again? I don't remember. Well, that worked. Hey, get out of the way. Ah. The rolling balls. This feels like pretty good luck, honestly. Ah! Okay. Got jump scared there. No, 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 no. Balls are gonna roll over here. That felt like a really good attempt. Okay, well, I guess I can show off some of these bosses. That is, if that boss wants you dead again, like, you are dead. So that's been impressive. Oh god, I'm trying to remember like how these bosses go a bit, and I think Deus Exceed is a good showcase. So now Deus is alone. I don't remember these attacks. It's been a long time since I played Exceed. Everything's a lot faster. There's that now, I guess. If I can do it, Deus is a good showcase. Problem is that the second part of Deus goes super hard. Ah! Keep forgetting the attacks. Yeah, so now the hard part begins, and I'm already like nearly dead. So all the attacks are different. Let me see if I can do it again. But all the attacks are different in the second part. There's already some different attacks, as you can see. There's a third laser up there, so you can't double jump above it now. Okay, hard part begins. I can chop some more attacks now, I have more HP. So that can happen. That can happen still. You gonna do anything else? Also, Deus has a lot of armor on right now. Oh god, this one.
Oh.
How did that work? Yeah, that happens. That's pattern. I was in the right spot, really. Yeah, so that's Deus. Oh, he goes so hard. Lapis, I can show Lapis. Lapis is the boss of the second part of the game. Of course, you fight it in the tutorial, because that just makes sense. Whoops. You even have HP in this part. It does remind me, there is also an Angel mode in this game. So Angel mode gives you 3 HP. I think, all the time. So you can play through a lot of the game with HP, it's really nice. Yeah, you can. After the first time after you can exit, there's a bonfire here. So Lapis is a fight all about positioning and just knowing when you can do damage. The reason I'm not shooting there is because it's a counter. If I get hit by a pistol, I'm dead. It doesn't matter about my HP. Now, even in normal, you can exit. It's only the first time. So that seems like a lot easy, right? Like the boss is nearly dead. Oops, here's the real boss. Oops. Also, whenever the boss attacks now, got countered. I'll try one more time.
再让 Cosmoing 对吧打。
Yeah, so if you hit the counter, then you're dead.
就得切了。
Also, using the machine gun is pretty bad here. Because a stray bullet could just get you killed.
好了，好了，设个计时。
Boss begins.
你准备好吗
Alright, you walk towards me, I forgot. There's so much going on, I forgot. Okay, that was awesome. That's enough. That's enough. This boss is too much. There's Lena. I don't remember. Lena is like super pattern. I don't remember how to fight the boss.
他表示很满意。满意就对了。
I think that's it. I think it's time for Wolsk to get on.
你最好满意一点。
Is it time for Wolsk? Yeah, I think there's nothing else I can really show. I'm too bad at all these other bosses. Lapis Exceed it's a clown fiesta. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me. Thank you all for watching Fangame Summer Feast, everyone. There's a lot of more good runs coming up, such as the next one by Wolsk.
谢谢大家啊！下一个是沃斯克什么的。
It was good to have you.
我听在附上。哎，反正咕噜吧。
Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, this one.
明天就来暗杀你，就是感觉。唉，让一个英语5来去坐红船，属实是有一点难搞。